So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Butler. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Across the 20 to the 24-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and it may be a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
On 3rd and 2, Butler. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Number 88.
At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
First down, New York.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Murray. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. It was Eric Armstead fighting his way through that time to record the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw. Butler. Going with a screen for Murray. And he's stopped up short of the 1st as they tackle him down at about the 36. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
But it brings up 4th down.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Hey, nothing to see here, just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. From the gun, Butler. He's going to air one out. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Touchdown.
Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going. A touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next last week struggled to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
9-yard line.
On the run, here's Anthony McFarland. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
They'll run with McFarland. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, they just watched the other team take the ball downfield and score, so they knew that this drive, this opening drive, was on them. And, boy, that was important to pick up that first down there and keep this one going.
Just shy of midfield. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. There was a little space there, yes, but that was a well-executed run by the rookie.
It was, and he wasn't one of the higher-rated rookie running backs coming out. He's probably on the next tier. But let me tell you something. If he becomes more consistent and continues to have that drive to be one of the best, we'll see more of that in the future.
Right back to him on first down. And I think the ball's out. Scooped up by the Jets. It's costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
Ball carrier.
There on the tackle, Minka Fitzpatrick.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
It's Murray. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a third down. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Jets 7, Explorers nothing.
Off the play fake, Butler. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They begin the drive with McFarland, and he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. He was just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
Anthony McFarland.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Wentz now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They run the counter. McFarland, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Flush to his right. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Down at the 15.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Now Wentz. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost him.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. Butler. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Call that a gain of 11.
That's pretty much was meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Now a play fake here on first down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's McFarland. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Shotgun now for Wentz. Pressure and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On now, Tucker McCann. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. His kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talking about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again. Butler. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down.
New York.
Operating from the gun. Butler. Throw complete length side across. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. It's going the other way. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what.
And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. That could be an important swing right there. Touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. McCann's got it teed up. And this carries into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions. Some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Butler. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Play action. Butler can't get away, and he's taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's the Jets punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the punt, return of 4, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them mid-order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That's good. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Wentz now on 1st down. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down and 10. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Again, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. A final shot before half for Wentz. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this this first half of play. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, a good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. So the false start will back them up 5. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Wentz going to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
You don't see too many pass-catching fullbacks nowadays, partner. In fact, you don't see too many fullbacks, period.
Good news, though, he does have decent hands, and we saw it right there on display. On 2nd down, McFarland. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
3rd and 7.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started. And that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty. And before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their defense just came up with a stop right out of the locker room, and now can the offense take advantage?
Yeah, we don't want to turn this into something that it's not. It's only a 1-score game, so it's not exactly a crucial possession. But at the same time, they'd like to get things started and at least come away with 3 points.
He's going to let this one go deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
On 1st down, they'll start with McFarland. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, McFarland. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On third down, here's McFarland. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of
here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the second time.
On to punt.
And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They go with Murray again. Murray fighting, lost the football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
A gain of a yard.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
3rd and 3.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Completion here to Claypool. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 yards for number 11. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wentz. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. They fake the give. Now Wentz. One that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Jets 14, Explorers 10. Tyler.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position.
They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
A big loss on the play. Brings up second.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Back now in Columbus as we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Throwing now is Wentz. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Throwing is Wentz. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. The pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down.
Johnny Townsend.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to kick it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their defense got to stop, force the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Back to throw. Butler. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Touchdown.
A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
His kick is good.
And he knocks it through.
Makes the score Jets 21, Explorers 10. Tyler Bass set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Jackson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And he will take it on out to the 20-yard line. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
Throwing on 1st down. Butler. A scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
31 yards.
It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. From the gun, Butler. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8.
Operating from the gun, Butler. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Off the play fake. Butler looking deep downfield. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it past the 10 to the 11-yard line. And that's where the return stops.
Intercepted.
Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags, and I believe this is going to be a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's Wentz to throw. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson now. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 33. Trot, there he goes left side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a jet touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Now the try here for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Makes the score Jets 28, Explorers 10. Tyler Bass set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
5-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter. The offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. They run the counter. McFarland, he'll have a first down past the 40. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Here's McFarland. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Probably wishing that they could have had a few runs like that earlier in the game, now facing this deficit in the fourth.
Hard to criticize a run of that magnitude, but they really need those types of runs to go the distance and need bigger plays to try and get back into this one.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 22. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Under pressure, and down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's going to look deep down the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. So they lost yardage and they declined the penalty. There's no logical reasoning to do that.
I'm trying to go through this little Rolodex in this small brain of mine, and I'm coming up with nothing, partner. I've got zip on that one. Take the yardage, right? Take the penalty. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Chase Claypool, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Once again here on 2nd and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. He's going to let it fly. And it's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Intended for Corey Davis. Incomplete. Sets up 4th down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. To put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 11, and that will write a finish to this ball game. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Jets, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.